when I went to those 4 pillars. It takes most people 6 to 8 weeks. It took me 10 days. Out of the 10 days, I spent 8 days on positioning because I knew I don't want to be devastated when ads don't work. I don't want to experience bleeding out cash. And so I'm going to spend a lot of time getting the messaging. I'm going to show you guys exactly how I did it. Okay, so with the positioning, you're going to be able to use this 5-part formula anytime you communicate your products to your customers to get more people saying yes. If you want to reach out to vendors, you're going to get more people saying yes. If you want to reach out to influencers, you're going to get more people saying yes. Suppliers, customers, of course. Everyone's going to say yes when you use this formula. And once you see it, you won't be able to unsee it. It's pretty good. Okay? So in order to work on this 5-part positioning formula, the first thing that you need to identify is who is the customer who you have validation with. Remember I was saying don't do this if you don't have validation? This is why. Because the best marketing isn't about you. Okay? It's not about your features, it's about your customers' features. Okay? We're talking about how your product changes their life, not about how great you are, but how much you can help them get to where they want to go. Okay? So for us, it was this woman right here, Bougie Beatrice. Bougie Beatrice is exactly what it says. Bougie. She's got money. Okay? She's a little bit older, maybe 60 to 80. She doesn't want to do Botox. She likes all natural solutions. Okay, so we knew a little bit about her, and this is the avatar that we built the entire campaign for. So ingredient number 1, remember I'm going to be going through 5 ingredients of the positioning formula. We're only on pillar 1 of the everyday positioning. There's 5 ingredients of the positioning formula. The first and most important one is the hook. Okay, so the job of the hook is to agitate your customer's most prominent desire that you help solve. So you don't want to create an ad until you get clear on the most important desire that you solve for your customer. If you want sales to go better quickly, the last thing you want to do is make people care. Okay? You don't want to manufacture desire. You want to tap into the desires they already have that are prominent. Okay, so I got this whole exercise. Anybody coming back for day 2 of the meetup tomorrow? I'm gonna be actually workshopping this entire long format with you guys tomorrow, like bit by bit. Okay? And so one of the things we do, which we're gonna be doing tomorrow, is picking our desire. We're gonna be picking our desire. Okay? Because if you don't get the desire right, the rest of the ad fails. So it's that important to pick the right desire. Okay? And so a hook's job is to call out the desire, to call out the pain point. And the better you can read your customer's mind and differentiate yourself as something that has never been done, the more you're going to be like, dang, I need to solve this right now, I've never heard this, I'm going to take action. Okay, so the job of the hook is literally just to stop your customer from scrolling, win their attention, get them excited about how you can satisfy the most prominent desire. You guys following? All right, I see that. That's why I got excited. Okay, so let's look at a couple examples here. So this is the campaign that I ran. So over here, this is a Facebook ad. Over here, this is the homepage of our Shopify website. Spoiler alert, in both instances, you can see right now all 5 ingredients of my positioning formula. I'll get into them in a bit. But right now I have circled the hook. Okay? So the hook in the ad says, replace your entire skincare routine with one simple step. Any women in here have like 10 steps in their routine? I didn't even know that stuff until I got involved in this. It's like red health, vitamin A, vitamin C, day cream, night cream. Pretty good. Pretty good. Okay. Right? And this one really resonates with a lot of women. Really resonates. So like one step up. Okay. Okay. And the one over here is speaking to more of a desire, transformation. It says, fall in love with your skin again. Okay, for Bougie Beatrice, she's going to be all ears. Okay, so the hook, one of the best ways to create a hook is just think about what your customer's average day is like without your product. Okay, so they're not using your product, they're using something worse. They're using an inferior product. And so you want to think about that. If they're using something else, what are they doing? 10-step routine. Okay? And so one of my favorite places to pull hooks is the average day. But there's our hooks right there. Okay, so that was the hook. What was the job of the hook? What was the job of the hook? Stop them from scrolling. Win their attention. But if you stop them from scrolling, with great power comes great responsibility. Because the moment you win their attention, all eyes are on you. All eyes are on you, they suddenly turn into a detective, Sherlock Holmes, and they interrogate the heck out of you. They're going to rip you apart. But the good news is, I know the 4 lines of questioning they're going to interrogate you with, and we're going to preempt them. Okay? So they're going to be trying to prove that we don't know what we're talking about. We're going to do such a good job with our message here. Like, I guess they covered all their bases. I better buy this. All right. Okay, so 4 lines of questioning. Remember, the hook won the attention, turns into a detective, ripping you apart with 4 lines of questioning. Okay? So after I won their attention, you know another hook that worked really well for us? Say goodbye to Botox. Okay? So if you see this kind of hook in an ad, say goodbye to Botox, what's the first question you might have? How? Who said that? It's how. How? Is this like a workout routine? Is this supplements? Am I working with like a fitness trainer or something? Oh, it's a skincare product. Okay? So the first thing that they're going to be asking is, how can this product or service improve my life? And I say service because maybe you have a brick and mortar store, you have some other add-on things that you do for your customers. Okay, but they're going to be like, how? You got my attention, say goodbye to Botox. I'm all ears. How do you do that? Okay, so with this line of questioning, we use what we call function attributes. It's the features of your product and the benefits your product provides. So for us, I don't know if you do this, but most skincare brands, they use 5 active ingredients. You know how many we use? 27. That's what makes it so expensive. Okay? So the function attributes are literally 27 active ingredients. We use sour cherry oil, we use sour cherry water, we use all these things. Okay? And they're going to be like, dang, never heard of that. Okay? So it got my attention. Wow, okay, I get how it works. That's different. You really want to differentiate yourself with those features and benefits. And then they're going to be like, okay, cool, you got my attention, I get how it works. But do I like the brand selling this? Like, who sells this? Okay? Who sells this? So with this line of questioning, we want to use what I call brand attributes. Brand attributes are all about triggering instant likability and relatability. Okay? Anybody sell like vegan leather goods in here? Vegan leather? Alright, I knew it. No, I didn't know it, but I didn't appreciate it. Okay, so it's like, yeah, I sell vegan leather goods. I'm vegan, you're a vegan. Instant relatability. I'm not actually vegan, like my wife is. Okay? But it's like basically like, yeah, you're vegan, I'm vegan. Oh, instant relatability here. Okay? And so these are things like your values, your mission, the causes that you support, or my favorite one, your origin story. Your origin story. So when I showed you guys these long form story ads, I don't know if you saw it, but a big part of it is your origin story. People want to know that they're buying from a psychopath who went great lengths to make this the best solution on the planet. Insane. I call this like the intense, insane founder anecdote. Okay? And they want to know that you climbed the highest mountains, you swam in the deepest oceans, you almost drowned, but you got back up for one last breath of air. You solved it, and it works, and now you're bringing it to the world. Okay? Because when you do that, you position yourself as what I call a category nerd. And you're an authority in the space. You've already done all the research and due diligence that they'll ever need to do. And, okay, so these origin stories are wildly effective. With that Thai paste one I was showing, did anyone see the origin story? It's all about her mom, how she moved from the cage, she worried that her kids wouldn't grow up cooking with Thai food because they'd be lazy, and so she had to make a paste for them to use. It's a good origin story, okay? And again, tomorrow on day 2, we're gonna actually have a formula and some AI, and I hope you guys do this in about an hour tomorrow. Yeah, okay? The next thing that they're gonna ask is, okay, like, yeah, you got my attention, I get how it works with the features and benefits and function attributes. I love this company that it's saying, I gotta try that. Okay? But then they're gonna be like, is this legit? This sounds like too good to be true. So what they want to know is, do other people vouch for this product or brand? And with this line of questioning, we're gonna use what we call influence attributes. We're leveraging other people's endorsements of you. Okay, so the most obvious ones would be like customer testimonials, reviews. It would be like social proof, like publications you were featured in. But it can also be like awards that you received. It could be certifications. It could be clinical trials. That's the only influence attribute we have because we have no customers. So you'll see in a sec. We did clinical trials with our influence attribute. But anybody here with products that you sold out last year? Maybe you didn't have that much inventory. My man over here sold out. Back here too. Yeah. So you could say the product has sold out 4 times last year, even if you only had $100. You know, you gotta dig. You gotta dig for influence attributes and use honest, true ones that are true to you. But a lot of people are like, oh, I don't have 100,000 customers. I don't have any. I'm like, what about the product that has 98% 5-star reviews? Okay, these are real influence attributes. You gotta dig deep. And so far they're like, hey, you got my attention, I get how it works, I love this company, people are saying amazing things. What's the last question? How much? Okay? And what they're really wondering is, based on everything I know about this product in this moment, does my perceived value of what I'm getting outweigh the cost that I'm giving away? Am I getting more value from what I'm buying than the money I'm giving away? Okay? And to really tip the scale in your favor, and make sure they take action, we're going to use what I call transaction attributes. Okay, so with transaction attributes, it's usually incentive-based offers or risk-adverse offers, risk reduction offers. Okay, and so what I mean by that, if you think about an incentive-based offer, it's going to be like 10% off your first purchase, buy one get one 20% off, free shipping over $100. Okay, to remove risk with offers, it's things like this is for another brand I was thinking about. We promised 24-hour hydration with body butter, and we said 24-hour hydration guarantee. We're standing by the promise. Okay, so you could have a guarantee. You could have an exchange policy. You could have free exchanges. Okay? And sometimes you're just using things like pricing justification. Anybody have like a really expensive product that you never discount? Yeah. Yeah, so sometimes we're not even doing offers. We're doing pricing justification. But yeah, it's expensive. But the alternative costs you way more, because ours is much better and actually solves the problem. So the alternative is actually going to cost you more in the long run. Or we use things like urgency and scarcity, limited time, limited edition, limited quantity, to get people to take action. Okay? So these 4 attributes are what I call your value attributes. And the idea with the value attributes is that you want the customer's attention, you qualify them. We know that they want to solve that desire, and then they're reading through everything else, and we're stacking so much value, so much perceived value, that it's a no-brainer for them to purchase. There's a little acronym to remember these attributes, TBIF. Thank Buddha, it's Friday. Which actually stands for Transaction Brand Influence and Function. Okay, so the 5-part position formula is the hook, and the 4 TBIF value attributes. Okay, so let's look at what some of these TBIF value attributes look like for a brand. Okay, so we're looking back at Brand Sander's homepage. I told you before, the whole 5 ingredients are there. Boom. Okay, we've got a transaction attribute in the corner over here. $50 off your first purchase, which for us is the same thing as 10% off. Okay, so we've got transaction attributes. We've got brand attributes. We're made in Canada. Okay, this is how we operate. All of our ingredients locally sourced. That's actually not true. We get ingredients from around the world. But operations in Canada. Okay? Influence attributes, I said it before, clinically proven results. When we launched this brand, you know how many customers we had? 15? 15? No social media following, no celebrity endorsements. Oh, that's clinically proven trials. Okay, so we use that. Function attributes, we've got a lot of those on the website. Non-irritating for all skin types, fragrance-free. Okay? And you can see the hook right up there too, fall in love with your skin again. So there's all 5 ingredients of the positioning formula on the website. And now, we're ready for pillar number 2. So just to remind everybody where we're at, there's 4 pillars of the evergreen growth engine. We just covered pillar number 1, was the 5 ingredients of the positioning formula. So you got your formula done, you've done the first pillar. Now you're ready to apply that stuff to your website. Okay? And a lot of the times when Shopify stores aren't converting, it's because the messaging isn't that good. And I call this the founder's curse. The founder's curse. Okay? Why do I call it the founder's curse? Because if I was hanging out with any of you after and you were telling me about your products, your eyes would light up. I know because I host Shopify meetups all over the world. And I do like 10 a year. And I talk to merchants from everywhere. And when people are talking about their products, eyes light up, passion, conviction, subject matter expertise. I'm like, I don't know what you sell, but like, can I tap it? I'm in. And then I look at the website, and all that magic is missing. Okay? So this 5-part positioning formula is going to capture your magic. to help your site convert higher. Okay, so in our mentorship system, we give everybody these like Canva templates, these are like Canva wireframes. Yeah, feel free to keep it. Cool. Okay, so we give everybody these Canva templates, homepage, product page, collection page, and it shows you exactly where the positioning ingredients need to go. So that's what I did. Homepage, I already showed you guys, positioning ingredients. Like I spent no time. Remember 8 days I spent on all the messaging? Then I was just like, boom, website done, boom, emails done, boom, ads done. It was really the messaging that really got us, you gotta like squeeze that last little bit of toothpaste out of it to push it hard.
Can you put that previous slide back?
It was one time only. Somebody share it with her, I'm sorry. 3, 2, 1, -1, 0. Okay. Product page, all the ingredients right there. Okay? So we did the same thing with the product page. Okay, pillar number 3, we're moving pretty fast. We worked on positioning, we updated the website, now we're going to work on email marketing. With email marketing, like I said earlier, this should generate 20 to 40% of all of your sales. Okay? It's a big deal. And so with email marketing, we often help people with this in Merchant Mastery. I went in there, we like go into people's Playgate accounts and download these pre-built automations. What? One of the cool things that we do too with the Shopify stores, we give you the Canva templates, and we give you a theme that looks exactly like the Canva template. So you get the theme, plug in the ingredients, we download the Playgate emails into your thing, we make it really simple, really fast. So I did this. I went and set up 5 automations: welcome sequence, abandoned cart sequence, browse abandonment sequence, post-purchase sequence, sunset flow. I set up these 5. And if you look at my emails, what do you think I'm going to be using in my emails? Offer stack formula. We call this 5-part positioning formula, offer stack formula. Okay, so you can see with the welcome email, you always want to cover every single thing. You want hooks, transaction, brand, influence, function times 2. And then we got a from the owner, more of an origin story type email. And then we got another one here for abandoned checkout. And just like that, we're done with pillar 3. I told you it was quick. Okay, so now we're going to pillar 4, where we're going to go and launch some ads now. Has anybody here tried to hire a freelancer or an agency to run your ads and almost sank your business? Yeah? Yes? Yes? Any more in the back? Okay, this is why we launched Merchant Mastery. We started, I've taught on Shopify Academy, we've been hosting this forever, we started to build a little bit of a reputation. And there's a lot of early stage businesses that were like, can you help us? And we thought we could. We didn't understand at the time, 10 years ago, that when you're in an early stage business, the last thing you want to do is outsource the thing that you're the best at. Okay, so it's way better for you to work on your position because you know your product better, you know your customers better. And if you want to go and hire an agency when you're a little baby, that's like sending a baby to like a construction site. Okay? Because agencies are really good at never letting your ads fall off a cliff. You've got systems dialed in, content, ideas, pivoting, scaling. But when you haven't figured out if you can sell, that's an expensive task. And I know a lot of people are like, man, this is hard. And they